Hey, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to go on with the Menosaur series, and yeah, this guy looks like he's in a pretty heroic stance. And you know why? Because this guy's the breakout star in the Menosaur series. It is Combiner Wars Deluxe class Dragstrip. Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and as always, I'm going to ask you to check me out across social media. I'm going to ask that you check me out, that you check out my first novel, The Everything Factor, that you check out Machinery of Man, the newest installment of that ongoing monthly series. Will be posted probably by the end of the week. So if you're not on board, get on board. And why couldn't every figure in the Stunticons be as good as this guy? I think he's the breakout star of the series. I really do. I'm going to point this out because I didn't do it in Breakdown's video. This is Breakdown's collector card. You know, it's nice. It's nice art. It looks like Breakdown. It's one of the better collector cards if you're into it. Why did I not do it in the Breakdown video? Honestly, I forgot. And I did want to point out Dragstrip's collector card. This is Dragstrip. You can see that he has the two tires up on his shoulders here. You can see that he's all yellow. The head sculpt looks more appropriate. This is Dragstrip, and it's different from what we got with the figure. I will say this: the G2 box set version, where this guy is school bus orange / yellow, that is basically black. The maroon is a different color. The chest piece is a yellow on that one. I don't think it's Dragstrip colors, but it's still this mold, and it's still a great mold. The Unite Warriors version is certainly more animation accurate, with these shoulder pauldrons being black, I guess, to, you know, be reminiscent of the tires up here. He's all yellow besides that, a very bright yellow. The head is pretty much the same. But that being said, I feel like it's too much yellow. Even though it's animation accurate, I feel like it's too much yellow. I love this color scheme. It's different. We have a nice maroon. We have probably not the nicest yellow, but it's an interesting yellow. It's a great head sculpt, but it's not, again, totally accurate. Look at those eyes. It's like the eyes are bleeding tears. He didn't look this scary in the animation, but I think it's a beautiful head sculpt. So, though it's not accurate, and he can't get a 10 out of 10 for paint apps because it's not accurate, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 because I think the color scheme works fantastic. I thought about doing some work in black up here. I thought about changing, you know, his fists and his thighs, but then the more I looked at him, the more the paint scheme grew on me. So 9 out of 10 for the paint scheme. Nice job. I guess the black is done up here to try and be reminiscent of the fact that in G1 he was I think it's a Formula 1 racer. With 6 tires. My understanding is that that was a concept car that never really went into production or usage. This one has 4 tires, you know, more typical. And I could be wrong about the racing circuit, by the way. Maybe it's not Formula 1. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really follow racing. I don't mind. I don't mind the change that they made here to make it, I guess, more realistic. I think it looks good. So, yeah, paint app's 9. Posability, playability. In car mode, he's great. He's a wonderful arm. He's a wonderful leg. In robot mode, his head goes left and right. It can look down. It can look up. And if you want to break the sculpt of the neck, he can look way up. That looks a little silly, though, you know. His shoulders go around 360. They can pivot up. They can pivot down, really depending on how you want his shoulders to look. Elbow bend that is probably slightly over 90 degrees. Bicep swivel, that's nice. His fist, because of transformation, bends in, I guess you can call that. fist articulation. Swivel at the waist, you know, swivel at the thigh, 90 degree, or well, 88 degree, bend at the knee, and that's about it. So in all modes, posability, playability for this guy, a 10. He is fantastic. I love it. And again, as soon as I saw this guy, I said he's going to be Mirage, and I do have the Mirage mold. I've done some custom work on that. I'll review him kind of randomly a little bit later. I think both of them really rock this mold, to be honest with you. So now we get into transformation. Let's do the arm mode first. Now that we have him in robot, this is the way he comes in package. Actually, before we get into transformation, let's look at his accessories. Again, hand-foot gun. Boom, there's a foot. There's a gun. And if you pop out the fingers, and as always, you put down the thumb, there's a hand. You know, whatever. And this is his weapon. It's a sword. Nice sword. I wish that this stupid little peg down here was straight, because when you try to get him to hold it in his hand that way, like, you can get it in there, but it doesn't really fit right, and it doesn't look that great. It can be a gun, it doesn't look that great. So to put this guy in arm mode, well, it's pretty simple. You put his legs together, and you, I guess, turn his head and put it back so you don't have the face sticking out. You bring up the combiner peg. You turn the waist. I do it so that the bottom of the car mode sticks out, so he has that bend at the hips and at the knees to give him a deeper elbow bend for Menasor mode. You fold in the wrists. You turn the arms up, and when you do this, you're going to notice that there's a little notch down here, and the corner of this kind of guides in there. It doesn't lock, but it kind of guides in there. A lot of times these are left back like this. I like to put them up over like that, out of the way. Same thing here. You guide it into the notch, and you do really what you want with the upper arm. I am doing the same thing as I always do. Now, that is... Here, I guess I should open this up and actually make him this arm. That's what we'll do. We will make him this arm. There you go. Boom. Right there. There's a beautiful arm. And that's the official mode. I feel like, again, because he's supposed to have a car on his shoulder, much like with Dead End, I do a slight variation. I bring the head up a little bit. I unpeg the front of the car and swivel it so that it comes up and faces upward like that, just so it looks more like a car on the shoulder. You know, again, you can do what you like. I do it just because I think it looks a bit better. It's not exactly official, but I like it. So, that's arm mode, and he is an arm, so that's the mode that I'm going to have him in. We will bring his arms back down. We'll bring his head back down, turn it around, and we'll flip that back around. Here he is basically in robot mode. I know I don't have his fists folded out because they're going to stay as they are. Let's put him in car mode next, and finally foot mode. So that was an easy transformation, quick, easy. Again, we're going to turn the head around. We're going to bring up that car piece, and we're going to flip it forward like so and peg it in. We're going to straighten out the arms. The arms are now straight, and we're going to swivel the waist around. So now the backs of the legs are on the front of the body, which is the bottom of the car, and the front of the legs are on the back of the body, which is going to be the top of the car. We peg the legs together. We push them up. That's easy. And now the shoulders, they collapse down, and when they collapse down, you're basically going to fit this piece into this section of the car, like so. Shoulder comes down and fits in like so. We just lock this all up, and boom, there you go. Drag strip in car mode, and he rolls like a champion. It looks great. A lot of people have wondered, what do you do with all of this junk? Well, That's a fair question, to be honest with you. And I find, let's take this piece first. A lot of people have, you know, they've stuck it in like this on the side, and they've stuck it in like this on the side, and you can do all of that, and you know, fine if that's what you want to do. By the way, I love that Decepticon symbol right there, and I love the way that the maroon comes down the sides and the bit of silver back here. Personally, I kind of do the hot rod thing and stick it in the port on the back and just have it kind of sticking out there like a flame. That leaves the hand-foot piece, and on this hand-foot piece there's a hole up right there, just under my fingers, and there's a peg here on the car. You can take that hand-foot piece and put it in just like that. I guess like an engine block again on the car. I don't think that that's too bad. You know, I don't think it, you really wouldn't have an engine block behind the driver. I guess maybe you would, I don't know. But that's basically the, I think, best arrangement for weapon storage in vehicle mode. Finally, that brings us to the last limb mode, which is going to be leg foot mode. You take the front of the car, you turn it around, you bring it down, and when you bring it down, there's a hole in here that goes over that peg that we just had the hand foot piece on, like so. You bring the head back and you fold up the combiner port. And a lot of people make the mistake of simply doing this. The leg is going to be too tall if you do that. You need to take the feet and bend them up, and you have another slot here. That's where you stick in the hand-foot piece, and boom, there you go. There's leg version for Dragstrip. And it's a solid leg, probably, you know, very akin to off-road and breakdown being quality legs. But that's not how I'm keeping him, because he isn't a leg to me. He is an arm. So we take that out and we bring this down. If I had him in leg mode and said, oh geez, I want to have him in arm, how hard is it to do it? Not very. We do that. Again, me being me, I'm going to bring it around like this and bring that up. We unpeg the arms. We pull out the legs. Again, we turn it this way. Turn the shoulders around. And we peg them in just as we did before. Boom and boom. Turn at the bicep. Bring those in. And the hand-foot piece can go right in there again, and we have a quality arm again. Some people have wondered, well, what do you do with this thing? Personally, for me, I tend to just peg it in back here, and you don't really see it. It's kind of behind Menasor. Transformation, a 10. This guy, paint apps a 9, posability, playability 10, transformation a 10. This guy's at least a 9.5. It's only because of the animation inaccuracy that he is not a complete 10. He is the breakout star of the Menasor series. And next and last, he is the breakout star of the Menasor series. And next and last, we will do the failure of the Menasor series. So stick around for that one, and then finally we will do the build video. We are almost there, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I will see you next time inside the video.